When you create a calculated column in Power Pivot for Excel 2013, you combine two different elements. The first are column names, which provide the values for the calculation, and the second is one or more operators that tells Power Pivot how to combine the values. So for example, you can use the plus sign to add values together, minus to subtract them, and so on. And in this movie, I will give you an overview of the operators that you can use in Power Pivot for Excel 2013. The operators you can use are divided into a number of categories. The first is the arithmetic operators, and these are probably familiar to you if you've worked in Excel for any length of time. The plus sign is addition, minus sign is either subtraction or a minus sign, the asterisk is used for multiplication, the forward slash for division, and the caret, which you type by typing Shift 6, indicates exponentiation. So for example, if you want to indicate 2 to the third power, you would type 2, then a caret, and then the number 3. Next are the comparison operators. These are most likely also familiar to you. You have equal, greater than, less than, greater than or equal, less than or equal, or not equal to. Some languages use an exclamation point followed by an equal sign to indicate not equal to, but in DAX, which you use in Power Pivot for Excel 2013, you use the less than sign followed by a greater than sign. The final group are the text and logical operators. The first operator is the ampersand, which combines two arguments into a single text string. The logical operators allow you to define a condition with more than one part. For example, you can use the double ampersand, which returns true if both conditions are true, so it's an AND condition. And the statement here, if the date is greater than, that is after, March 14, 2013, and the department equals dance, then that statement would evaluate to true. The double vertical bar, which is sometimes called the double pipe symbol because of its use in the Unix operating system, is the OR operator, so that means it returns true if at least one condition is true. So that means the statement date greater than March 14, 2013, or if the department equals dance, would return true if the date were after March 14, 2013, if the department equaled dance, or both. Now I'll switch back over to Power Pivot to show you a quick example of how to use the text operators, which you might not be as familiar with. I'm working in a Power Pivot data model that is saved within the operators.xlsx sample file, which you can find in the Chapter 10 folder. Let's say that I want to create a column that displays the text "2 sales accounted for $370, or whatever the number of sales is for a particular row, and the total dollars accumulated by those sales. To do that, I click in the top cell of the Add Column column, and then I can start typing my formula. So like in Excel, I type an equal sign, and you can see the equal sign on the formula bar. It doesn't actually appear in the cell in the sheet. And now I type a left square bracket, which displays the columns in the table. And in this case, I want to use sales. So I'll just type an S and then press Tab to accept sales. And Power Pivot extends the value for me. Then type space, an ampersand, which again is the text concatenation operator. And now I want to put in a literal string, that is a text string. So I'll type a double quote, then a space, and then the word sales, accounted for, then a space and a dollar sign, then double quotes, a space, and ampersand, followed by a left square bracket. And I want to use the total column, so I'll type a T, and the IntelliSense list highlights total, so I'll press Tab, and I'll just verify my formula. I have the number from the sales column, followed by a space, then sales accounted for, and a dollar sign, and then the number from the total column. That looks good, so I'll press Enter, and you can see that in my new calculated column 1, I have items such as 2 sales accounted for $370, 3 sales accounted for $219, and so on. And if I want to rename the column, I can just double-click its header cell, and I'll type in a name such as summary, and press Enter. And those are the basics of using operators to create DAX expressions in Power Pivot for Excel 2013.